Single women can only date men who approach them, meaning this.
It means nothing.
Matching with guys on dating apps and then having the conversation about what you're both looking for, I just don't feel like that kind of conversation is really setting people up to get what they want in the way that they think it will. Because I think at this point, men know very well what women want to hear. But I don't think men's desire for commitment has increased over time. I think the only thing that has remained constant throughout the history of humanity is a man's desire to get his dick wet with as little consequences or as little effort as possible. Okay?
What they want, what they feel.
Okay. So as men, even with new modern narratives, even with evolving perspectives in terms of dating,
I don't need a man.
men still basically just want to get their dick wet.
Woo!
To this day.
Yeah, just basic. Just basic sex, yeah? I want to give you some good D, woman.
You might even enjoy it.
It might not be good, but it's some D. Yeah? Wow. My point is, women can only date men that approach them. Women expect us as men to make the first move. Therefore, women are always, for the most part,
We're doomed.
vulnerable to the advances of certain men, of men in general.
Fucking men!
Clearly, it doesn't mean these women want all these men. Of course not. They can only pick from the best of the best men that approach them. Now, this is good and bad for women. It's good for the fact of, well, they don't have to do much apart from look pretty and be in the right place at the right time. That's good. That's cute. However, it does mean these women never fully choose themselves what man they want. They see a man they like, they can't do anything. If he does not approach her, make a move on her,
He ignores me.
if he does not break the ice, introduce himself, just anything, any form of connection, communication, if he does not do any of that, for the most part, nothing will happen.
Nobody loves me.
So it makes women vulnerable to be approached, but it also makes them vulnerable to be manipulated by certain types of men. Because for the most part, women never approach men, you do have to wonder what sorts of men some women just end up with, and then what perspective and view some of these women have of men.
Suck it.
So whatever cold, dusty bastard that they get, they have to possibly deal with. Oh, that's sad.
Okay? They don't think, how can I be a better man so that I can be commitment worthy to women? They think, what can I say and do to convince or coerce more women to sleep with me? Okay?
Interesting.
And if telling women at the early stages of getting to know them on dating apps is, yeah, I'm looking for something serious right now, that's what they're gonna do.
Lying men. Telling women everything they want to hear.
I care.
Again, because men approach, men have had to learn how to do these things. Not lie to a woman, but as a part of game, tell her what she wants to hear. Make her feel special, like, yeah, woman.
Give me a rare woman.
I'm not here to waste your time. No, I want something serious with you, something real. Something we can share with the rest of the world.
You didn't actually think that was gonna work, did you?
You know? Yeah, it sounds cute, doesn't it? It sounds nice. Is he lying? Is he lying? Like she said, men would say whatever they need to say to get their dick wet. And yeah, a lot of men would. Does he mean it?
Nope.
If he gets draws, I guess he does.
And I've seen plenty of examples now of the ways that guys are being like more honest with how they're just like looking for fun, looking
That's
for
good.
something casual.
That's
and even
good.
when the woman is like, okay, well, I want something serious, so like, let's not do this, they'll
That's boring.
still try to convince the woman. Oh, but we could still be friends. If you ever want to cuddle, let me know. Oh, what a shame. I thought you were really attractive. I think you're really attractive. Bleh.
On one hand, you can't blame men for the way they shoot their shot. Now, look, in a healthy way, yeah. In a way where you're not harassing women or doing anything horrific to them, yeah.
Bleh.
Yeah. But to some degree, you can't blame men for the way they shoot their shot. Oh, we can just be friends. We can cuddle. Yeah, we can just cuddle. Yeah, as I'm feeling you up.
I care.
Yeah. Maybe you'll give in. Maybe you'll cave in eventually. Yeah.
Disgusting.
Then you're mine. Wow. Oh, wow. Some men are so meticulous in shooting their shot, aren't they? They will go to the nth degree to make a woman feel comfortable and open. Nice.
I think if you meet men in the wild, they are much less likely to try to bamboozle you in this way. Because when they approach you, they are doing it with so much more intention than when they're just swiping through apps and getting like tens, I wouldn't even give them credit to say they get hundreds of matches. One of the other comments on my original video was like, It's not normal for mid to basement level men to have access to thousands of women. And that is really what dating apps has facilitated.
Wow. So on these dating apps, can you imagine all these women getting harassed by some fugly basement dwellers? Constantly in her DMs, hitting her up, trying to get a date from her. Wow. You know, it must make you insecure as a woman when all the men approaching you are just some wrong-looking dudes that you'd never be attracted to. You do wonder if it makes some women question their own looks, their appearance, their worth, their value to men.
Yeah, it takes a minute to look this good.
That's what's approaching you. That's possibly your level. That's possibly what you are. But no, seriously. Men are going to shoot their shot. It's up to women to sift through these men to pick a decent man from all the men that just want to get their knob wet.
Women desire the commitment of men, but that is really on a false pretense. Like your life is not actually going to get better just by virtue of a man committing to you or
Damn.
getting a man to commit to you. But most men's lives will like subjectively, objectively improve for them just by like standing next to a woman, breathing the same air as her.
How dare she? Really?
Breathing the same air as her.
I farted.
The air smells so good.
Really, woman? Now look, admittedly, some men that need a woman to build them up and whatever, yeah, those men, their lives immediately become better when they have a woman. Yeah. Every man? I don't think so. I've helped women start businesses, so I'm not that sort of burden of a man. I don't need a woman to do everything for me. So I get your point, but every man? No, please. Every benchmark, milestone in my life was done through me, not because of a woman.
Nope.
However, I've helped women achieve their milestones and benchmarks, so I get your point, but that's not every man.
And more women need to realize this. Men want to convince you that you need to prove your worth to them when it comes to commitment, but in reality, they need to prove their worth to you.
Wow.
And that's why I don't think telling men straight up, like I'm looking for something serious, is actually as helpful as you think.
Well, to a degree, it's not, considering you understand men lie. Of course, men lie. It's the title of your video. So men that approach you and tell you what you want to hear doesn't mean anything.
Nothing!
It doesn't mean anything. Even if they're truthful, what does it mean? It doesn't mean anything. The point I'm making is, a lot of women fool themselves based on a man with good dating skills. His approach game is amazing. His first few dates are amazing. Men have to learn to be like that because some men wouldn't get anything if they did not learn that. A lot of women have a weird view of men. They think that's all men. It's like, no, woman, that's not all men. That's the men you've dated because of the men that have approached you and you have accepted. So if you know nothing but trash men, that's not because all men are trash. You've just had to pick from the best men that approached you, and some of them were probably trash. But that's not men in general. That's your story, love.
It is, because now you've got no cards to play other than gatekeeping yourself physically from them. But it might be too late to do that if they're already thinking of ways to convince you of how badly they want commitment too right now, and how like you're totally on the same page, and wow, you have such common interests and blah, 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 blah. The list goes on.
Like a lot of people, I found it extremely discomforting to deal with truths that I didn't like. That was until I found Delusion. With Delusion, reality is whatever I say it is now. The weight of the world is finally off my shoulders because after all, you're the fucking problem. My bank account never stresses me out because I don't check it. I no longer have to worry about my character defects because if you don't like me, you're probably just jealous. My life is now perfect because I say it is. Being delusional saved my relationship by allowing me to romanticize even the worst parts of it. I've saved hundreds from ignoring my check engine light and all my unpaid parking tickets. Now, when trying Delusion, it's important you take it at the full max dose so that you're never confronted by the horrors of reality. Delusion was made for you, by you, and can be found at any of Denial's locations.
The power is not in a woman's hands who approaches her. The power is to reject, but not who approaches. Sad reality is, some women only know men from the men that have approached them, which is dumb. Have a nice day.
You might even enjoy it.